Good evening, everybody, and how the devil are you? All well, I hope, on this, well, not bad day. It's been a bit drizzy and everything, but apart from that, it's not bad. I'll just bring the reprobates in, and then I'll let you know what's going on. Let's unmute everybody. I'll not unmute Andy at the moment because he's got some music playing in the background. I think he's just had a visitor arrive. So, I did notice in the chat, we've got Dale.
Hello.
Busy messing on with some stuff, the leftovers from what he did on Sunday. We've got JP out in his workshop as well. We will have Andy. Andy will be along. I think Rich the Beard has just turned up at his place, which is why he's not on camera. And at some point, we'll have Scott in as well. He's going to be in a bit later on. Oh, there we go. There's JP showing off the Joker to everybody. I'll pop you guys in the background, and I will change camera and let you know what we're going to be doing. So what we're going to be doing tonight, I've got a piece of ash on the lathe. It's 7 3/4 long by 3 3/4 square. I'm going back to my youth now, so we're going to turn something medieval. So hopefully at the end, what you're going to see is something that's come out of an archaeological dig. I'm going to be using metal reactive paints on this tonight. So hopefully it'll be a mixture of sort of rusty colours and green colours and stuff like that. So I'm just going to start off getting this down into round. Once I find my roughing gouge, there it is. And I will let the guys let me know who's in and what's going on.
Okay, we have what are we going to have tonight? We have the decidedly delicious Duncan, the Demon Barber, the decidedly delicious Jeff Christie, the decidedly delicious Pete Twisted Tweez, the slightly scrumptious Wood Wizardry by Colin, the scrumptious Andy Heath, the properly munchable Tommy from Tommy's Workshop, the properly munchable Robert Dolman, the decidedly delicious David Miller, the decidedly delicious Robert Nye, the largely chewable Colin Izzard, the largely chewable Douglas Muggham. We've got the afternoon aperitif that is Mike Hughes, retired from Elminster, the afternoon aperitif that is Paul Kavanagh, the decidedly delicious Robert from Hodgepodge, decidedly delicious Wivey Woodshed, the munchable Ian from IDR, the munchable. I'm running out here. I'm gonna give up, folks. We have Ronnie. We have Rubber Dub. We have Roman Thorogood. We have and it's jumped off the screen a tiny bit. Chisky. We have Doug Miller. I think I mentioned Doug Miller. Bailey Woodworks. And I think, give or take a name. Robert Latsley's in too. And we have someone pretending to be Jennifer Stratton. Although all bets are off. We have Dory 60. Evening, Dory. We have Seth from Bricksworks. And if you're going to speak now, because they're coming in pretty thick and fast now, sir.
Evening.
You're going to have to look up some more adjectives, Dale.
I know, I'm out of adjectives. I need to get a dictionary.
Sorry about that, folks. Screaming child.
I was just putting the top on because it's quite nippy out here until the heat warms the place up.
Jamie's in the buff. Jamie's in the buff. Karen Dolman's in.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming along.
Young Steve Fleming's in, as is I Love Woodturning.
Hello, Aziz.
I wonder if they've got that name. I wonder if they've got the name I Love Woodturning to make you say that, Dale.
Probably. Could be. Could be.
How you doing, everybody?
Here.
Could be. We have Lewis Conde Craftsman. Craftsman?
Just take the centre out and get the chuck on.
We have
Then-
Benjamin in.
Start doing some shaping on this.
Oh, yeah.
I see the big challenge, Paul, is depending on when we open the chat windows, we don't always get all of the people who have said hello at the start of it, so it can be a little troublesome. Paul Lockwood's apparently in first. He's raising a complaint. He says, "Well, I don't know. You beat calling in and getting in first, and you don't even get a mention. You're ready. I ask you." Not quite what he said, but I'm interpreting.
Mind.
I'm interpreting for the.
So this is going to look a bit, or I'm hoping it's going to be more of a chalice type shape rather than a goblet. So it will have a fairly thick stem on it. I'll just start shaping the top.
Young John S is in. As is David J. Heath. Pete from Twisted Tree says, nobody believes the list until Colin gets in. To which young Colin replies, "Lol, I logged on this morning." Ah! Young Mr. Goldman is in. Young Harold. I think he's missed something out in how he's starting this. What he's come away with is want Wayne to know. Okay, he would like Wayne to know. I've been making feathers today with the Joe Sonia iridescent paints. Really loving the green.
Very good.
Lovely.
Should really read the whole sentences. Gosh.
So it's going to be a fairly basic shape to this chalice. I will be putting some texturing on.
Some character called JP Woodwork is asking you in a super chat, practice piece?
No doubt, no doubt. Did you get a parcel today, JP?
Not yet, mate. Not yet.
All right.
The way our mail service is going at the moment, give it a month.
Okay.
Young Colin King's in.
I'll consider it a birthday present when it arrives in May. Hello, everybody. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Jeff.
Barry's WC is in.
Hello, Barry.
Just want to take that
Barry's toilet.
still centre out.
Barry's Wood Creations. Wood Creations you can enjoy in the smallest room in the house.
We're just going to
Barry's throw.
gouge.
John N's in.
Evening, John.
Hello, John M. So Vicky was in town today and I got her to pick me up a colouring book and a couple of packs of pencils. Am I childish?
Yes.
I actually want to scan the pictures and then redraw them to make scroll saw patterns.
What are the pictures of?
I don't know yet, I haven't gone through it yet, mate, if I'm totally honest with you.
This is Spot. Spot is with Jane. Spot is with John. See Spot run. That's what I'm imagining. Young Robert Dolman says, sorry people, slow key tonight. Just taking the top layer of skin off his fingertip. Sadly, doesn't qualify for the finger club. Young Tommy from Tommy's Workshop saying, build the fingers back up with CA, Robert. Young Pete from Twisted Trees is sending you a super chat. He says, just because I know it'll be great. John N says, nope, I have many Star Wars colouring books with scroll saw patterns also.
You know what he's done? He's gone to colouring book now. Just have a look at it. Did you go JP? He's gone to find the colouring book.
Terrible. No, usually all that.
John May's got a good question actually. Is it the original Jennifer Stroughton or the fake one?
Oh, we asked earlier. Well, the real Jennifer Stroughton, please stand. Bonjour, Jean-Claude Barry is in the chat.
Hello, Le Barry, master of the baguette.
Young Teddy from TJ Trunnings is in.
That's actually quite appealing watching the shavings come flying out of that.
Oh, I'm not happy about that, Barry. Bonjour, Monster Kirkwood.
Look at that. See ya.
You know, when have you just looking at the camera angle, it'd have been better if you could have looked along the list.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, mate. We should have told you earlier.
There we go.
Oh. 2 seconds, guys.
Need something a bit heavier. I'm a bugger for putting things down, not being able to find them. Bear with me a second.
He's off for a wander around his workshop.
He's off for a wander around his workshop.
He's going to be there longer than a wander if he's looking for something.
Yeah, I know. I don't often use the swan neck tool, but I can't find my Simon Oak follower. So I'll use the swan neck one.
Cool.
Just check the depth on that, see how we're doing. Yeah, we're doing fine.
So Dale, how did the original Jennifer scenario start? Well, I don't actually know either, John, but I do know that we frequently have to be worried about whether it is the real Jennifer Stoughton in the chat, because for a long time no one could see her.
That happened in one of the lives last week, didn't it?
I
Where
think so.
somebody put in the original.
Young Nick says, each time someone says, bear with me, I could never see the bear.
You should drink as much as I do, Nick. You soon will.
No, funny story about that. Right. So my dad was at the top of the garden one day drinking Southern Comfort and lemonade, or rather a lot of Southern Comfort and lemonade. And we was all sitting in the house, and out of nowhere he was like, "There's a family of hedgehogs." So we're like, "What the hell is he talking about?" So we all ran out to the top of the garden, see what he was screaming about. And he's like, "Look, there's a family of hedgehogs." We're like, "There's nothing there." He's like, "Yeah, there is. Look, there wasn't nothing there." Still to this day, he stands by the fact that he saw them.
There's a small dog somewhere nodding his head in agreement and is going, that happens to me all the time. I always bark at stuff and I can't see it.
Yeah.
Rex B is asking, what is your technique for keeping the rust off the lathe bed? Keep it covered with wood dust?
No. My technique... Let's see if I can find this.
We've just had a bearded visitor, socially distanced.
Oh, wrong camera. There we are. That's what I use for my lathe bed. Dry PTFE spray. We'll take that a wee bit deeper. Yeah, that's fine. I'm happy with that. What I'll use now, I'll use my big Simon Hope tool. This has got it's an inch high-speed steel disc on this, and it actually cleans out any sort of ridges that you tend to get. It cleans them off. I'll just have a couple of passes with this, and I'm actually angling the disc over, so it's more of a shear cut.
Young Mark Stroughton is in the chat.
Hey, Mark.
Nick Flemington says, oh, he's answering Doug. I've turned the voice of my sat-nav. I don't listen to stay, so I missed the start of that. Mark, gentleman Woodtunner's in. Just a quick hello to everyone.
How you doing?
Keith Wright jumped in.
Nick says, wish I could, Wayne. This damp patch stops me from drinking. Good lord. Douglas Mangum says, Nick, I noticed when SatNav tells you to turn, it always says bear left or bear right. I've never seen one. And Nick follows up with, as soon as I get to the bit in question, yep, Doug, I've turned the voice of my SatNav, turned off the voice of my SatNav. I don't listen to stay, so why should I listen to the SatNav lady? Young Twisted Tree says, nope, lost the plot. Don't know who I have said hi to or who I haven't, so just going to go with hi Jennifer and everyone else.
So I've just taken delivery of a Spitfire.
Oh, very nice, Sandy.
Yes.
Is that the one you've got to put together yourself?
Yeah, I know. What's that all about, eh? Thought he was going to drop off the finish one. No, I'm joking. That's cool. We'll have the Spitfire building competition. Well, he doesn't know that, but we are now.
Right, I'll go back to the overhead and I'll just finish off the shape of this. It's not going to get a hell of a lot of sanding, really, because I'm wanting it to look rustic. So I'll probably only sand to maybe 120, maybe 240. Usually when I'm colouring, I'll sand up to 400.
You could
There you
do
go.
that kit.
I don't need that
Nick.
time and follower anymore, and I've just found it.
Nick says there must be a glitch with the thumbs up. Shows only 24 when it's 68 in. Must be, says Seth. His only shows 17. Paul Smith says, good evening, Wayne. Earworms. Good evening to you all. Hi,
Mine
Mark.
shows
Hope you're
40,
feeling better.
42.
Yeah. Dougie Mound says, Nick, I don't think we know what it is. Press the thumb.
Huey!
And
Have you seen the
Claire's
compare
Crafty
man
Corners
on
in.
the adverts?
Oh, again, yeah. We've got Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner come in, asking what's Wayne making tonight. And we've got Go Compare Lionheart.
Right, I'm making a sort of a chalice type thing, which by the end of the evening should end up looking a bit like metal rather than wood.
No Christmas ornaments, Claire.
Claire's asking who the earworms are. Don't tell them, Pike.
I won't say nothing, Dave.
Oh, Jennifer's grass is up.
Only the Jennifer would do that.
You knew Jennifer did that.
Real Jennifer wouldn't be so mean.
Jennifer's grass is up. My name's
She
Dave.
missed one, though. She missed one.
Who is this JP of which you speak? Dad, don't remind her.
It's not the fact that you can't hear me, Claire, it's the fact that you've just been blocking me out.
Flemington says, that's a shame, Wayne. I thought it was one of them rockin' sockin' robots.
One of them, what?
Rockin' sockin' robots. Zed's in. Hi, Zed.
Zed.
Jamie's treating us to a rendition of Go Compare.
Go Compare. He's back in the adverts now, isn't he?
He is. That's because the investigation's over.
Yeah.
They were saving up all the pennies for a court case. Isn't it nice?
Just marking in there where I'm going to part off.
I saw an info message that YouTube are going to be putting ads in lives.
Are they going to do that?
I'm just going to chuck an advert in. Maybe
They're
they
gonna
send
be
a
doing
little
what?
notification. They're going to put an ad in. Okay, ads in lives.
Oh,
They won't do that if you pay. They won't do that if you're paid for it, though.
Yeah, what if you get to a really important part and someone's asking a
I
question?
think I saw something in Google AdSense about that.
You can avoid the adverts by paying a small fee every month.
Oh, yeah, really.
Is it YouTube Red, isn't it?
No, it's just basically a subscription fee to the service, and you get a completely ad-free experience for I think it's up to the whole family or something. I can't remember how many accounts you can link to. Yes.
So, yeah.
Go compare. Young Zed, the zombie woodturner, says, and I really should get the voice on the go for this so I can play it just whenever he speaks. Just finished a punky spalted oak bowl. Now I'm forcing down food my gullet before showering off the smelly fungus sawdust. Oh, my apologies. Showering off the smelly fungus showers. Lol. Paul Lockwood says it's too tight for that. This is a proper chalice, isn't it?
It seems like it.
It's a Viking chalice.
You're going to carve it, Wayne.
I'm going to be putting some texture on it.
This is
that
a proper
actually
practice
mouse
piece.
on the floor. Then? You don't actually see a mouse though.
Where?
Where's that?
On the floor in Wade's shop.
Not
No,
real
where?
mouse, though.
No, it's a butterfly, Andy.
Oh right, I was going to say it just shot across the screen. I was like, what the?
Aliens.
I missed that.
No, it's because I've got me the wood burner on. Obviously, it's heating the workshop up, and this butterfly basically doesn't want to die.
Fair dues.
So we'll
Understand
reduce the ad revenue for content creators if they pay for ad-free YouTube service. No, what happens is you get a cut of the. Well, I guess you do in some respects, but you get a cut of the. For every advert that's omitted, you get a cut of what it would earn, but it earns 2 bits of bugger all anyway. So yeah, so it won't really.
Can you not hear me?
There's
Yes,
someone
mate.
breathing.
This way. Oh, cool.
I'll probably do that. I do like that stem, Wayne.
Sorry?
I do like that stem.
Thank you.
There is a miserable 80 people watching you and 50 thumbs. Remember, folks, when you hit thumbs up, that tells YouTube that you like this kind of content. Please, 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 if you like what Wayne's doing, hit that thumbs up.
And then, if you're Wayne, is it alright if I plug Saturday?
Yeah, of course it is. You put the link
on-
in if you want, Andy.
Oh, cool, thanks, man. On Saturday evening, this Saturday coming, UK time 7:30 to 9:30. I am giving a lesson on carving with a Dremel, texturing on particularly a wood turning goblet. So if that interests you, I will also have my contact from Dremel with me. Hoping that this series is going to be a joint thing with Dremel, and a learning experience for you all. So please come along and check that out.
Right. What I should have done was put some lines on this before I started cleaning out the inside. Sorry, Andy, carry on. Sorry.
No, not at all, mate. That's me done.
Robert from
I'm just trying to
Hodgepodge
find
Woodwork says, I heard someone say the more thumbs, the more resources YouTube gives to the lives of better quality. Has anyone ever heard about this? So, Hodge, I spent some time with the UK head of YouTube search engine optimization very, very recently and asked about this entire topic. What I was told made sense to me, which was that the search engine is predominantly interested in number of subscribers, and the other thing is particularly interested in is the tagging. Its first pass at determining which content you will see is based on that. The next pass will then be based on your own preferences, which start to come into play, which is where the thumbs comes into the party. So you can either tell YouTube that you're not interested by not subscribing, or by hitting not interested on the homepage or over the top of the video when it's suggested. You can also set it up to don't recommend this channel, all of which are tangent that search engine, you're not interested. Other areas that it resorts to is looking at the text that's in the thumbnails and the text that's in the description as to what this video is actually about. There is some AI that recognizes images, but it's relatively poorly deployed. The thumbs up, the thumbs ups and the thumbs down in a video tells the algorithm in relation to your account what preferences you have. It has zero bearing on the lives until it reaches the scales of thousands. At that point, the search engine becomes interested in thumbs because it's hunting for reasons that this video is being successful or not being successful. At the size and scale that most makers have, and I do mean most makers, the likelihood is they don't get enough thumbs ups for make a damnedest bit of difference. And this is from someone who does search engine optimization for YouTube. So when you talk about the distribution of resources, it doesn't make any difference because the CDN, the Content Distribution Network, is independent really of the point of consumption and distribution. Subs, viewers, thumbs, description, subs, viewers, description, tags, and text are the engines of change for your channel. Thumbs up, thumbs down are really tied to the individual preferences and have no bearing on the success of the channel until they are in the thousands. You know, so it's really, really, really about your own preferences. So if you like what Wayne's doing, please, please hit those thumbs up. And if you don't like what's Wayne doing, why are you here?
That's a good way of putting it.
I've said it a few times now, Mr. Stroughton. I've said it a few times now.
I'm just going to put some texture in between the line. Oh, turn the speed down. Turn the speed down. Putting texture on, you need to be at around about 500.
Martin from Woody Creation says, we love what Wayne does. Bailey says, that was an awesome YouTube lesson. My pleasure, Graham. It was an opportunity that I couldn't miss when it came up. Hello, Mr. Search Engine Optimization Specialist. Tell me about this. Have another beer. Hodge says a simple no would have worked. Lol. You might be right, Robert. You may have been right.
And one final one down on
Steve Coombs in the chat. See Coombs.
Hello, Steve. Young John N has a question. He says, why do you hand to be around for? Why do you hand to be around 500 RPM for texturing, Wayne?
Because that's the safest speed. It doesn't matter if it's 100 below. It doesn't really matter if it's 100 above. But I wouldn't recommend going higher than 600. And that's what Robbie Sorby recommended as well. So if they're recommending it, that's fine by me.
Douglas Manningham asked, did he manage to go home okay? Well, we kind of wound up on the same tube, and then after that, I've no idea. But he's still working, so it seems to be okay. This is pre-lockdown, boys and girls. Steve Jobbins is saying, evening Yoda, hello to the Wormies, and hi to everyone else. Hello, Steve.
Hello.
Zed offers this insight. If you drink cheap whiskey, and he spells it right, so already a fan of Zed's, out of an oak goblet with a scotched inside, will it make the whiskey taste better? That's a very interesting question. I think Wayne will need to test that with some Japanese whiskey when I get it up to him.
Yeah, I'll certainly do that.
That looks gorgeous, by the way.
I actually showed that goblet once. Hang on, I'll show it again.
have to say, I'm loving the goblet.
This is very, very dusty, very, very dirty. It's been in my workshop for years. This has. But I once made. This was the pattern for the goblets. I once did 75 of these for a medieval themed wedding, and these were given away as favours, and they were actually used on the night for drinking wine out of, or
Nice.
any other type of drink. And I made two special ones. They were for all the guests of the evening. And I made two special ones out of Purple Heart, which were 12 inches tall for the bride and groom.
What a lovely present. I have to say, I appreciate that kind of stuff. Plus, it's just really cool having wood chalices for drinking out of.
And all I used to finish them was tung oil. That's what I used to finish them with.
I
And
might
they
have
worked-
missed Mark. Mark from Shop Dog. Sorry, Mark.
Oh,
I was just going back through to check. Sorry, Wayne.
Right. That's okay. I'm just going to have to give this a quick vacuum.
so you so what you just said there is you lick it to seal it. You use your tongue oil
Tongue oil?
to seal it. That's a little bit gross, slightly disturbing.
I didn't tell them though.
Are you gonna grit this?
No, I am not going to grit this. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
If Glenn happens to pop in or Joe happens to pop in, I'll not be gritting this because it will be getting painted.
Hands that feel gritty.
Like father, like son, eh? Using the old tongue oil.
But I got some Plasticoat clear sealer to do, Wayne. I'm going to test it out on a little practice piece.
Plasticoat.
Yeah. This is gloss. Protects
That
it. That's the man, officer.
Yeah.
Lovely. Jolly good.
Well, I'll just give that a wipe down while that's wet. No, it's nearly dry. Oh, that's what I didn't do. Oh, why didn't anybody remind us?
We did. You weren't listening. What did we not tell you?
Brickhouse has a question.
Before I hollered it out, now the thing to realise is if you find anything in an archaeological dig, it's going to be a bit battered and bruised.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not going to be, so before I hollered it out, I was supposed to take it off the lathe and give it some battering and bruising. I can't do that now.
Okay.
That's like most of my wood turning. I find myself wanting to reach for a hammer through most of it. Go on, Andy.
Brickhouse has
Got
a
bit of
question.
Yeah.
What texturing systems have you used and which would you recommend? I've had my eye on the Sorby setup, but most Sorby products are usually just okay, not great. Thoughts?
Okay, I use the Sorby. I've had the Sorby since it first came out. I'm still using the same blades. And I mean, that's sort of 20 odd years I've had this Sorby one. And I like it a hell of a lot. For smaller work, I will use the small Hamlet texturing tool, which is just like a small blade in a bearing, which spins when you put it onto the piece. That's got 3 different shaped cutters with it. It's got this one, it's got a spherical one, and it's got a square profile one. What other texturing do I use? Hammers.
What was I going to say? Have you been taking Jamie lessons?
I've got a quick question.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, I use a hammer on one of your bowls to give it an antique look, and you got the hump with me.
I didn't get the hump. Somebody else got the hump. I didn't get the hump.
Who was it got the hump?
I think Keith got the hump.
Keith got the hump? Oh, hey.
You could also use a Dremel. It doesn't have to be attached to the lathe to texture it,
No.
as I will show you on Saturday.
One of the things I do like that fits into the Dremel, and I'm sure Andy would absolutely adore it as well, is the rotary carver. That is absolutely brilliant, that is.
The disc.
No.
Excuse me.
Where
We
is it?
have
I've
to
got-
educate
I
someone,
thought
guys.
about using it tonight. That's it. That's the cutter there, Andy.
I can't see which one that is.
It's called a rotary carver. Comes from the States.
All right, okay.
Got to say something important. We have to educate John N. He's inquiring what the hump is.
Yeah. Oh, the hump. It's when people
Yes.
get upset.
Does that make sense, young sir?
So what I'm going to initially do, I'm doing it on the inside first. I'm painting this with the iron metal reactive paints. Now these paints come from 10 Second Studios, which is an American company. So if you want to get them from the UK, you can't. These are American. Martin Saban Smith a few years ago was going to import them. He imported a few sets, which he was selling at one of the UKIS, and I bought a set. But they are, like I say, expensive to import, so he didn't carry on with that, which is a bit of a shame. In the UK, if you go to a company called, let's see if I get this right, I think it's Gold Leaf Products.
Yep.
I think they do metal reactive paints. They are expensive. It's not a cheap thing to use, but they produce absolutely fantastic results. The ones I've got the iron one, I've got the brass one, I've got the bronze one, and I've got the copper one. So what I'm going to be using tonight is I'm going to be using the iron as a base coat, and I'll probably, when I come to do the verdigris bit of this, I'll probably use some more of the iron. I'll probably use some of the copper and some of the bronze. It doesn't matter if you show the paintbrush lines.
I'm assuming that will just all add to the effect.
Yeah, like I say, this is just a base coat of. It doesn't have to be iron. You can use the base coat. You can use the copper, brass, or bronze. But using the iron, I can put dollops of iron on again, and it basically just goes rusty because of the activator that I'm going to use. And the other thing you've got to be careful with is when you're using the activator, especially if you're using it with the piece on the lathe, make sure you cover any metal up when you're using it, because it will rust as soon as it hits it.
Yeah.
So it looks a bit of a mess to start off with, as does most of my work.
Hashtag practice piece.
No, hashtag artist. That's called hold your horses, wait until I'm finished. That's what
That's a bit
that's
like
called.
that's like a bit like an also ran. Yeah, the lad's a bit of an also ran. You know, I mean, by that, if it goes, what do you mean an also ran? Well, you know, like, 70. You know, I mean, there was one leader, someone came second, someone came third, and 17 other horses also ran. Boys an also ran.
Right, put that brush there. Get me hot air gun. You're supposed to leave this for 48 hours to dry naturally. Yeah, well, I'm not going to do a 48-hour live. My name isn't Charles Deering.
John asks, meant to ask this one, and dare I ask what the hump is? And Keith says, I didn't get the hump.
Right, the hump is when somebody becomes upset, John. Keith, your face looked like you got the hump.
Mhm.
That's natural.
Sure, he wasn't
Oh, right.
standing funny, kind of thing, so it looked like he had the hump. I'm surprised we could tell. Certainly by the end of the night, I could barely remember my name.
I think Scott put a blue pencil in his dust collector.
Did he? Scott put a blue pencil in my dust collector. No, he
I put a
didn't.
blue
Sorry,
pencil
someone
in-
is.
Scott bent over and I put a blue pencil in his.
There you go.
Oh, is that what you call it? Why did you paint it blue?
I wanted to be a Smurf.
Oh,
Right. That's
stop smurfing around.
Right,
That's
what I'll
Smurf
do
zone,
now,
Smurf.
I'll come back and I'll put on more of the iron. The textured parts are going to be a mixture of brass and copper, and the main body and the stem is going to be more of the iron. So I'll put that on first. Needing to clean the bloody brush.
Brace yourself, Zed's got a joke. Speaking of humps, what do you call a camel without a hump?
Humphrey.
A Humphrey! Sharp Dog says that's what she said. But I think that may have been in relation to painting his pencil.
What do you call a man with a seagull on his head?
Go on then.
Cliff.
Oh dear. All right,
Oh
Dad.
my.
Dad, that's not even a dad joke. Dad.
No. It's like the little boy who goes into his mum and says, "Mummy, there's a man at the door with a bill." He says, "Don't be silly, there'll be a duck with that on."
Steve Jobbins says, JP putting some lead in Scott's pencil? I say.
I say, matron.
Hodgepodge says that all sounds very dirty.
All right. We'll use the copper now just to go around this textured part.
Zed's at it again. What do you call a man with no arms and legs being dragged by a boat?
Tug.
Skip.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. No.
I know, I shouldn't really encourage him, should I? I mean, we shouldn't.
Zed's got the best dad jokes, so they are like
they're up there.
Proper
They're,
dad
jokes.
They're
proper legend. Proper
Huey's
legend. You
bringing
never
out
made him laugh,
mechanic
Zed.
Huey's
Never
bringing
made
out the
Wayne laugh.
mechanic ones. What do you call a man with
Oh.
a car on his head? Jack.
Oh dear. What do you call a seagull? Douglas says, what do you call a seagull? Stephen.
Steven Seagal.
Boom, boom.
Steve Jobbins, what do you call a woman with egg and bacon on her head?
Breakfast?
We're waiting for the punchline.
He might not give us a punchline. He might just mess with us on scale.
Yeah, I was going to say. Be.
Oh,
I'm just going to add some more bits
Don't laugh.
around here.
Please. Stop laughing. That encourages them. Oh,
Is
no.
the intention to rub that off?
No,
No,
it gets left there, and then I'll show you what happens next.
Yeah.
what do you call a man with no arms and no legs hanging on your wall? Art.
I've never known anyone
so
call
not
that.
laughing.
Either that or Turner.
Young
That was-
Huey goes on to
that was
try
a
and
tough
restore
one,
reality. Yes, Huey goes on to try to restore some normality. What do you call a gorilla with a banana in each ear? Whatever you like, because he can't hear you.
So what do you call a D with no ID, with no eyes?
Uh-oh. No idea?
No idea.
Go.
Right. So what I'm going to use now is the activator. Okay. So any of the second coat that I've just put onto the goblet in iron is going to go rusty and turn orange. The copper will go green and the brass will go green as well. I'm not wanting to get too much of this on. And like I say, cover any metal parts of your lathe, because this will turn into rust straight away.
How long does it take for that to like completely react, like, and then stop?
We're on 10 to 9 at the moment. I'm hoping by the time we finish this tonight, you should see some change in colour. So I'm just going to turn that on very slowly. I don't really want to use the hot air gun on it because that actually cuts down the effect of the activator. So we'll just see how that goes. You can usually tell in a matter of minutes the effect that it's going to have. It is a pretty good effect. And the finish that I'm going to put on this, I'll probably give it one coat of a clear lacquer, so it looks like somebody's maybe dug it up out the ground and give it a quick polish. So, any questions while I'm standing about doing now?
There's plenty of jokes.
You don't call them jokes, do you, JP?
Well,
Heard better jokes on wheel tappers and shunters.
Oh, wow, you've just taken me back a couple of decades.
A couple of few
Forgotten all
decades.
about that show. I've forgotten all about that show.
That was the 70s.
Yeah, I never saw it in the 70s. I saw it in the 80s when they ran it late at night. You know, you've got you've just got an entire list of people who I saw show up in Tiswas.
Harold Golden's got a question.
Yeah.
He said, "Do you need to neutralise the activator to stop the action?"
No, it just dries off by itself in time, evaporates off, so it's all good. If you wanted to actually keep the copper and the brass and as those colours, you can get a whole variety of metallic paints. Chestnut do them. Joe Sonia's do them. I've got some Joe Sonia's metallic paints.
Mr. Senior's in. Hello,
Hey,
Glenn.
Glenn. How the devil are you? Yeah, you can see. You can just start to see, or maybe you can't. I wonder if I can
Scott started. What do you call a man under a pile of leaves?
Fear the worst.
I just sorted my fire out, gents. Sorry about this.
All right, mate.
Just suddenly went really cold.
Ian says he's knackered.
Here's Scott. Evening, Scott.
Here he
Hiya,
is.
mate.
Go on,
Sorry,
Scott. What's
mate.
the punchline? What's the punchline, Scott?
Russell.
Don't tell him your name. Don't tell him your name, Scott.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Right, you can just start seeing. I don't know if you can. I think that's bleaching out a bit. But some of the brass parts that I put on here just started going green.
Yeah.
I'll carry on drying.
And now follows a short sketch with a man with a goblet up his nose.
I've just been visited by the vicar.
All right.
Have you?
He just turned up. I was like,
Did you start burning?
mate, if I'd known better, you know, I would have made sure I had some decent clothes on.
what you would have done is, did your head rotate, and did you spew
Some of
pea soup?
Yeah, like out of Exorcist, mate.
some of the colours are just starting to turn green now as well.
Nice. Them colours look good as it is before it's even reacted.
Yeah. Like I say, if you wanted to do just do it with different metallic paints, you could do, and it would stay that colour. I found that the Joe Sonia's metallic paint, that's white. This one's that's rich gold. It actually comes out quite pink. That one. I've got burnished copper. Which are the ones have I got?
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
some of the metallic colours.
they actually give a very good coverage.
Harold Golden says, question, after this stuff dries, do you put on a clear coat?
Yeah, that's what I'm putting on. I'm just going to put one coat of a clear coat lacquer. That's all I'm going to put on.
Cool.
And if you do get any sort of skin irritations, anything like that, try not to get the activator on your skin. And if you do, get it washed as soon as possible. Seeing as how we are live, I'll just give this a quick helping hand with a hot air gun.
Colin says, how's the ankle, Scott?
Still hurts. However,
Did he whoa, back up. Your ankle hurts?
yeah, blue light tumbler reappeared last night.
I shouldn't. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh. You all right, mate? You okay, mate?
You're waiting to happen. You are.
Are you okay, mate?
Yeah, so my lights, or the outside lights on the shed, turn off inside the shed. So when I go out at night time, I turn all the lights off, and then it's like pitch black. But the slabs that come into my shed are like sandstone, and they were just wet, so I just slipped.
Mate, you need to sort that. Do you know any Sparkies that can help?
Yes, the missus already said that. So the day out with the missus today was spoilt, which didn't go down very well. But 19 stone of fat bloke falling on your ankle or rolling on your ankle don't help.
Man, get it fixed. As long as you're going to be okay.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
Be warned though, it might take about 8 years for you to get your ankle fixed. Speaking
You
from
know.
experience.
what I was thinking
I've been
about
on
though
the
is, I mean, I've got to
tramadol
say
all day.
this.
That looks cool,
Yes.
man. That really does. Sorry.
It really
Yeah, it
does
does,
look
mate.
awesome.
It does
Now,
look nice.
some of the iron second coat hasn't actually started to rust yet or go to the rust colour. That'll probably happen overnight, so I'll not be taking a photograph of this until tomorrow anyway. I'm going to use the hot air gun just to get this paint dried. I'll probably not put the coat of lacquer on yet because it might react with the activator and stop the activator happening if it's got the sealant over the top.
Yep.
I'll leave that. But we're actually getting there, and we're getting the colours there now.
Scott's life is like a busman's holiday. He needs an ambulance that often. Didn't need
Yeah.
that.
Couple of other little bits. Miss T's in the chat, and the ever lovely Val and the ever lovely Wayne are in the chat.
Hey, see. Hi, Wayne, Valerie.
Oh, wow. How did we miss that?
Glenn offers some insight. He says, "Put a sick note in, mate."
Nope.
Zombie Woodturner says the zombie bride twisted her ankle a bit ago, and it just won't recover. Man, I hope she feels better soon.
Yeah.
I might have to start calling her Aileen. Oh dear.
I've
Oh
told
dear.
the missus, come hook or by crook, I'm working Saturday.
You know.
Overtime it's double time plus £100 bonus, so I will be in.
The other thing is as well, if you're not happy with the effect, you can actually put more activator on. But I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. It's looking not too bad. So I think what I'll do, I'll part this off so I can give you a close up of it. I bet that's not showing up well. I bet that bloody lens is full of dust.
So is that a Joe Sonia activator, Wayne? Sorry,
No.
I'm coming late.
No, this is it's an American company called 10 Second Studios. The paint, all of the paint, the iron has obviously got iron impregnated into the paint. Same with the copper. Same with the brass and the bronze. Right, so I'll get this parted off once I find my parting tool, because I'll put that down again.
Your picture quality just got better all of a sudden, then, Wayne.
All right, I
Someone's
didn't
off the
realise it was
internet.
bad.
It wasn't bad, Wayne. It really wasn't
It
too
wasn't
bad.
bad, but it's just like,
Picked up
Like,
considerably.
oh, spoke to you. soon.
Starlink's
Shut up,
just
Andy.
gone live.
It's like you were standing in the way of the signal.
I would suggest this is a bitrate thing, gentlemen, and when you're bored, I'll explain to you how it works.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, that's why I'm offering to explain it when you're bored, which may mean never.
I'll take you up on that one at some point in the next 20 years.
So Zed's got to jump off.
Bye, Zed.
Wayne.
Hope Eileen is feeling better. Assuming she has hurt her ankle.
Look up Curve 360 on the net. I have them outside lights.
Right.
I was thinking of swapping the bulb for one of those smart bulbs so I could use it with my Alexa.
All right, guys. Here we go.
One that can direct you into your house without falling over.
There you
Open
are.
out that it's all covered with green.
Oh,
slimy stuff
lovely.
in it. That looks really cool.
Looks awesome, mate.
Very nice, mate. Very, very nice.
Really cool.
So, like
I really
said,
like that stem.
the effect that I was trying for was something that's been dug up from the archaeological dig. I think I've achieved that. I just wish I'd remembered to give it a good battering before I hollowed it out. It would have looked a bit better. There are a few bash marks on there, but not as many as I wanted.
What
So
you
that
need
was
from
an
Jamie?
effect.
Is it kind of made you reminisce a bit?
Yeah, it's take me back to my teenage years.
Back when he was on the old, White Lightning.
Oh my life!
White lightning wasn't invented
Good
then.
lord.
Me.
White lightning used to taste like blooming plasticine, or is that diamond white?
It was White Lightning when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
No,
It was
diamond,
either white lightning or diamond white when I was.
well, diamond white was supposed to be cider. I think the closest it got to any apples was when the delivery driver was driving past an orchard.
Yeah, I know. It was wrong, but it was cheap, you know. And when
More
you're
chemical.
trying to drink on a Friday night in town, away from your parents, you didn't really care.
Stella.
What I'll do, I'll take this in the house. Let it develop overnight. I'll take some photographs in the morning and probably give it. I may well take photographs without the lacquer being on. It's only good. I might even not even put the coat on. I might just leave it how it is.
MD20. Yeah, I just saw that.
MD 2020. Oh my day.
No, I'm never drunk any of that stuff. Couldn't get away with that.
Smirnoff Ice. Remember Reef?
Yeah, Reef, Smirnoff Ice,
Smirnoff Ice. Yeah.
WKD.
All these
Yeah,
kids.
all right, boys. Alcohol.
All these kids, Wayne. All these kids.
I never touched any of that stuff.
That's why they can't hold their whiskey when they turn up at my place. I'm used to drinking all
WKD is
these
just like
pop
scream
drinks.
shouldn't it?
Wicked, dear lord.
I tell you, one of my favourites was a proper black velvet.
That was a song, wasn't it?
Nope, it was a drink. Black
Yeah.
velvet.
Drink.
Champagne and
Yes.
Guinness.
Cool.
Or snake bite. Snake bite always used to take my fancy as
Yeah.
well.
That's nice. Yeah.
Right, I'm going to call it there. I've gone just over the hour like I usually do. So I'm going to call it there. Going to hit the button. I'll get some photos up tomorrow so you can see what it looks like properly. And thanks everybody for coming along.
Pleasure as always, sir.
Enjoyed doing that one. tonight. I'll bring the guys back in before we leave because I always forget to do that. So there we are. So, oh my God, everybody's in the workshop tonight.
Everybody works
Alright.
and say ho, ho, ho.
Right, I'm going to hit the button and I will see you all again soon. Bye for now.
Bye.
See you later, guys.